Hopefully that posted. Okay. So first I wanted to start out with a little bit of recognition because last month was obviously on fire. On our team recognition each month, I typically do like top 8 sales and top trip points and all of that. So I'm only going to do like the top 2 on each one. So obviously top sales this month goes to Tacey, who is actually on the call right now. She had just under $4,000 in personal sales. That's her alone, not even including her own team. And then Laura Luge, I'm going to butcher her last name. I do it every single time. I'm pretty sure she pronounces it Luge. She was runner-up with a little over $2,700 in personal team sales. And then also, we have this thing called the Kilo Club, which is $1,000 parties or more. And we had 2 people who had $1,000 parties, which was Laura Atkinson and Laura Luge. God, see, I do it every time. And then top trip points. Tacey has just under 16,000 trip points. So she is at the top of that currently. And we had 40 new team members last month, you guys. Oh my God. That's a record month for our team, by the way. But I'm hoping that we will beat records as we keep going. So I'm going to dive right in because I feel like we have a lot to cover, or I have a lot that I want to cover. There are quite a few brand new consultants. Stephanie, you're pretty brand new still. But you and I kind of covered a lot of this in a personal call earlier this month. But for all the brand new consultants, so going back to the basics, when you first sign up, I'd like to tell everybody to familiarize yourself with the website. You don't have to do it all at once, just do it here and there. There's a lot of information there, so do bits and pieces. If one night you want to go through a few of the PCU courses, do that. If you're wanting to familiarize yourself and go through like the marketing imagery or the training section in there, or figure out how to update your personal website. I don't think I've ever really touched on this, but it's very, like, I find it important to customize your personal your personal web page where you're sending people, even if they're not on, like, a lot of us don't really ever send people to our website. We mostly host parties, but when they go to your website, it's nice to have like a picture of your face so they see who they're shopping from. And you can you can add your phone number, your email, however you want people to contact you. Just a fair warning that when you do put your phone number on there, not all websites are always secure. So just be forewarned that you may get some spam phone calls. I don't know. I feel like mine has just been in a bunch of emails that's why I get so many spam calls. But it's the internet, guys. So it can happen. And then definitely set up your direct deposit. I know a few people in the past have said, oh, well, I don't want to do that. I just want to do have Pampered Chef send a check. But it does take up to 10 days after the pay period to even get that check. So typically with direct deposit, we get paid on the 7th and the 21st or 22nd each month. 21st? Charlie's shaking her head. Okay, 7th and the 21st of each month. But with the check, it'll be 7 to 10 days after those dates. So you could be technically getting your 7th paycheck right around the time you'd be getting your 2nd paycheck for the month if you were doing direct deposit. So I would recommend doing direct deposit. And then a lot of the new people, so as we are getting bigger, are getting a lot more team pages. So if I'm not your direct director, then you have my team page, or like Tacey has her own team page now, Chelsea has her own team page now. So if you're part of all these groups, they're very resourceful. I know one page that I'm always adding my people to is Kristen's team page, which is her organizational page. And the only reason I add everybody to that one is because there's literally like over 600 consultants in that page. And so if you guys are asking, like reaching out personally to your director or whoever, and they're not getting back to you right away, and it's more a problem or a question you need answered right away, and you've posted in Tacey's page or you've posted in mine and nobody's responding, like Kristen's page is going to be the go-to page because there are so many consultants there that your question can get answered right away. Don't feel like you have to be involved in every single page. Like, just if you've been added to one and you're not finding value in it, that's totally fine too. So now that that's covered, I definitely want to get into bookings because I feel like everybody this month is going to want to fill their calendar. Oh, I guess just a really quick rant for me. So a lot of you know I'm going to be in Hawaii from the 14th through the 21st. So that week, I am going to try my hardest to be present with my family and everything that's going on. So I am not scheduling parties that week, which is going to be insane because it's like the first time in well over a year that I have not had parties on the books. So it's going to be interesting and slight change for me. So that week while I'm gone, I'm still going to be available, but not available to the team. So like Tacey, Chelsea, Jen, everybody who's pretty seasoned, directors, all of that. If you need something, reach out to a director. If they can't answer it, then message me. Make me your last resort. I will be available, I promise, as much as I can, but I definitely want to enjoy my vacation with my family. Okay, so back to bookings. So I just recently created, I know everybody probably has already seen this, but for new consultants, I just created a brand new template for my April because another thing that I just decided is I do not want to work on Sundays anymore. I have been working 7 days a week for almost 2 years now, and I need at least one day off. So my new templates are going to be running from Mondays through Saturdays with 2 days of pre-party instead of 3, and then parties will close on Saturday nights. So even if like it goes over to the Sunday, like my parties won't have any posting or anything in it. So I did create a new template for that. It is only being posted through Post My Party. I wish I had the time in the day to transfer all my parties that are all my templates each month into a Word document so that everybody can have them, but I just don't. But with that March template that I did share that way, it will be super easy for you guys to kind of see how I work my parties, and you guys can go in and edit and do similar and just create your own parties. I will share my monthly template in the team page, but the only way to get it is if you guys have Post My Party. I apologize for that, but I do see also a huge benefit in Post My Party when you're posting multiple parties a week. So if that's something you're interested in, we will be touching more on Post My Party later this week. Me and Tacey are planning a Post My Party like training Zoom. And Tacey, I'm really, really trying to hope that it's still going to be on Thursday, but a lot of stuff has happened with my son's baseball and other things before getting ready for Hawaii. So we'll talk after this meeting. Bookings, sorry, I keep getting distracted. Okay, so I am sharing my April template. You guys have access to that, Post My Party, and we'll figure all that out later. And I did update my host coaching because my host coaching has changed now that I'm not doing it. I used to do my host coaching Wednesday through the following Sunday, so it was like a 10, 11-day host coaching, and it's too long, it's too much, and there's a lot of wasted space between it. So my new host coaching is literally Friday through the Sunday, so it's only 8 days instead of 11. So that's also in that as well. And in the team page, we have a unit section where you can click, if you're on a computer, you'll see it at the top of the team page under like there's units, discussion, about, photos, like the whole album right there. And then if you're on the phone, there's so many different phones. If you guys need help finding it, let me know, but it's under the section called units, and there's lots of training in there. I'm sure a lot of you will be tagged in it throughout our questions that are being asked and everything. So lots of resources there as well. Okay, back to bookings 100%. Okay, so I was telling Tacey earlier that I feel like I had an epiphany this morning, and I'm going to share with you what that was because I had someone send me a message this morning. I had never talked to this person before. And I'm sure we've been friends on Facebook through parties and we just hadn't communicated through a personal message yet. And I'm going to read you the message because I want to change the entire strategy of our team from here moving forward as far as bookings, recruit leads, everything. I want us to be a team of building relationships before we are reaching out for all of these bookings and potential recruits and everything, because as I read you this message, you will see my facial expressions and how just I am about it. Okay. Girl I've never talked to messaged me this morning and said, "Hey, pretty lady, I currently represent Monet Hair Care. I love watching your side hustle and I'm doing the same. Monet is naturally and botanically based, helps heal your hair from the inside out, and is so healthy for you. I'd love to share my love for the product with you. Are you open to learning more?" And as I read that, I realized that that is very similar to some of these scripts that we are giving you as our team members and our uplines are giving us to give you as our team members. And I am totally guilty of sending messages like this in the past. And when I finally had it happen to me, I realized how so impersonal it is and how much you really just want to ignore the message because somebody is reaching out to you and the first thing they're saying to you has your business title in it. And immediately you feel like a transaction and nothing more. And so I would really like, I posted that booking in the Booking Blitz. I posted the video of building relationships and doing that for bookings. And I 100% want to start implementing that with our team. Instead of sending mass amounts of messages to people that include, "Oh, I have a goal to reach," or, "Oh, occasionally we will have those because we will be so close to hitting a goal that we are willing to do anything and everything to hitting that goal." And when those times come, 100% do what you got to do. But I do feel like when we are reaching out and building those relationships and making them feel as if they're friends before, and you guys, you don't have to be friends for weeks or days or months or years before you can reach in and be like, "Hey, so do you want to book a party with me?" Or of course I wouldn't say just that. I would give you better words than that. But the relationship has to be there for people to feel comfortable with you. And have you guys, raise your hand if you've gotten these messages from other companies. How do they make you feel? Not good, right? We don't do that.
I got one from, I'm in this mom group, and I was talking about, because my hair's falling out. And so she messaged me, and she's like, "Oh, this is a great product." And it's the Monet.
Mm-hmm. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, my hairstylist, she actually said, "Do not use it." She said it wouldn't work for me. So I was like, and she, the same exact message. I was like, "Oh, I wonder if we have the same group of friends."
And my other thought on that is when we're sending mass messages out like that and we're all doing the same message, people are going to be like, "Wow, I literally just got that." Because some of us are friends with the same people just because over time, I'm friends with some of the same people Tacey is because I met Tacey through another party and she was actually one of my hosts. And so we all have similar friends. So when we're reaching out to people, we don't always realize that we're reaching out to the same people that some of our team members are. So if we're there building the relationship, even if like on my Booking Blitz video or Booking Bootcamp, Bookings Bootcamp video, I explain that when you're reaching out to your guests and your parties, instead of reaching out and saying the typical, "Thank you so much for participating. Have you ever thought of hosting your own online party?" Like right off the bat, people are going to be like, "Ooh, like that's all she really wants from this," instead of, if you're reaching out to somebody who maybe earned a gift on the party and you're reaching out and being, or even if they're not, just say they've participated. Go with the same example. Reaching out and you could still say, "Hey, I just wanted to personally reach out and thank you so much for your participation in this party. I've had so much fun this week. How are you enjoying the party so far?" Nothing about your business, nothing about trying to get them to book a party, nothing about getting them to join your team. You're seriously just asking them a question because you want to know if they're enjoying themselves. Now, you could, depending on their answer, it could be in the next response that you see if they want to book a party, but you guys kind of have to gauge where the conversation is going. And that's where I want to recommend that until you're comfortable with the flow of conversations and getting to know people, screenshot your director or upline or anybody you need help with. Like, screenshots are going to be what gets you to the comfortability with your business of booking and recruiting and doing all the things that you want to do with your business. And that, I mean, that's how I got here, guys. I mean, I still, almost 2 years in, occasionally have to screenshot Kristen. It happens. You have situations that you're unsure. There's things that you're like, oh, you know, I feel like I know what I would say, but I don't feel like it might be the best way to say it. Or you can even screenshot us and say, Chelsea does this a lot with me and I love it. She writes what she wants to write out and she sends me the screenshot before she hits send. And then they're comfortable with, oh, okay, like most of the stuff Chelsea sends me, I'm like, that sounds great. And then she sends it. Or there's a few things that I'm like, well, you might just want to tweak this just a little bit, and then she'll send it. But you won't get comfortable with it until you've had that training. I feel like Chelsea wants to say something because she just came on video.
So all I was going to say is, so I don't know if anybody else does this, but I overthink way too much.
Was that Austin?
Anybody want a teenager?
Austin, you be nice to your mom.
Sorry. So my biggest thing is, even though, you know, I'm a little over a year in, I overthink things so much when I go to make a post or go to message somebody that I pretty much kind of talk myself into that it's not the best post. And so I end up sending it to Danny, and then, you know, normally she'll kind of laugh at me and, you know, it's usually just fine, but so
in a nice way.
Of course. But I think that kind of, so if anybody else feels like they're struggling with it, I think overthinking it sometimes can be, you know, your own worst enemy, basically.
Well, and we get into our own heads because we will be sitting there and we won't be getting the results that we're hoping for. And in our mind, we're thinking, oh, it's got to be me. It's got to be me. But we don't realize that other people are struggling with the similar things. And you could be doing everything right. It's just a bad batch of guests or hosts, or you could literally do the same thing with 10 different parties and you will not get the same results with every single party because there are so many variables. There are so many different people, so many different personality types. So like Chelsea said, don't overthink it. Don't get into your own head. Just reach out for help and support because you could be doing everything right, but you won't know. And who am I to say you're doing everything right or everything wrong? I'm just there to help and guide you and do all that. So I do think it's very, very important to send screenshots, but I do 100% want to almost recharge our team effort into building relationships and getting things to go from there instead of saying and doing some of the things that kind of attach to the direct sales stigma. And it kind of leads me into the next, I'll probably come back to some booking stuff, but leads me into one thing I wanted to touch on today is marketing strategies and how you're presenting yourself on your Facebooks, the words you're posting, the words you're sending. I know sometimes we get into this place where we're like, oh, well, I'm really struggling for bookings, so I'm going to post something on my Facebook like, I need 4 more parties for the end of the month. Who wants to party? Like, that's great, but what are you doing to follow that up? And are you wording your posts in a way that doesn't sound like another one of those posts that people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to scroll. Oh, there's another one looking for business. Like, people are becoming so like that about Facebook. Like, I don't know how many times in a day I'll actually see somebody post like Facebook going on a rant about Facebook is becoming nothing but your friends and family wanting to sell you stuff and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you know what? There are a lot of direct sales people on the internet right now, but people are making a living with this. And there's people out there who want to earn free stuff. So sorry, my cats are always on my table. I've got cat hair everywhere right now, you guys. Oh my God. So as far as, I know I preach this all the time, make sure that whether you have a business page or you're like me and do everything through your personal page, make sure that it's an even balance of everything. So on my since I only do my personal page, I have to really work at doing an even balance of personal versus posting about business. And when I say I post about business, it's not always like, oh, I need hosts, or, oh, I need this, or like super salesy stuff. I try to post pictures of me using my products in the kitchen. Or my son was helping me make hash browns one morning, and he really liked our new food prep grater. Quick prep food grater. Thank you guys. So it's just things like that. And then you guys have become such a huge part of why I do what I do. So you will see me posting about how much I love, basically I get to hang out with you guys on a computer in my kitchen. That's what I'm doing right now. And it's fun. And I love seeing all your beautiful faces, and I'm building friendships from all over the nation. Like, if not for Pampered Chef, I wouldn't know any of you ladies. And some of you on here have become really good friends of mine, and some of you I see becoming really good friends of mine. So it is just something that anything and everything that you are passionate about with your business, that you love, that it's a perk, start sharing those things and share them in a non-like in your face way. Like every month I share my paycheck, and I don't do it to brag. I don't do it to like flash my money in people's faces. I do it, but I do it consistently because every single month people are seeing me. And if I don't consistently post, they're going to be like, oh, well, she's fading out of the business. Or, oh, she posted a really good check, but we haven't seen one of her really bad checks. Does she have bad months? Is that only one check that she's ever had? So whether it's a good or a bad month, or whatever you consider to be a good or bad month, post whatever you're feeling. But in retrospect, because you don't want, Chelsea's laughing at me because I realized the words that came out of my mouth when I said it. You do not want to be a negative Nancy on your Facebook. I cannot put that into your head enough. When you do nothing but complain on your Facebook or have negative things or anything like that, people will literally unfollow or unfriend you. They don't want that on their newsfeed. They want positive. They want uplifting. And honestly, if they're keeping you around with all the negative, you're probably more of just entertainment to them. And that sounds super harsh when I say it, but it's true. I won't lie. I have people on my Facebook that I literally like, oh, I need some like Jersey Shore reality time tonight, so I'm gonna go look them up and see what they've been up to. Like it's a real thing, guys. I won't lie. I'm a very upfront person. So yeah, when you have all of that combined, it could, like for new people, it can sound very overwhelming. Like, oh, well, we have to do this and then do this and do this. But when you find that even balance and find what works for you, people are just going to be drawn to you. And that's when the magic is going to happen, as well as stepping out of your comfort zones, which I know Chelsea is also going to roll her eyes because I have told her on multiple times to go live. And I have to give props to Stephanie, who's on here, because her very first party that she did, she went live multiple times. She did her raffle drawings live. She even included her daughter, which, by the way, your daughter is absolutely gorgeous, Stephanie. Oh my gosh. And it was super cute. They put like filters on their faces and just talked with their guests and it shows the real side of us that a lot of people don't see. And when we show the real side, people are going to be like, okay, they're not just in it for the sales. They're not just in it to book parties. They're in it to actually be here and be present with us and give us good information. Does that all make sense? Is that helpful for everybody to kind of know what I do as far as like my business personally and balanced and everything? Does that all make sense? Does anybody have anything to add to that? Chelsea.
I was just going to say, it doesn't mean that you have to, like, everything is all roses and everything is always great with you about posting, on Facebook. if, if you do have something negative that you want to share on your personal Facebook page, that's okay. I would just maybe watch a little bit about how you word it, because people pay attention to the wording. But also, if everything is always roses and flowers and perfect and nothing wrong, then they're not going to be able to relate to you.
Exactly.
So an occasional, not having the best day, it's not bad to do that.
I agree. I mean, I wouldn't recommend posting like, oh, my husband got drunk and passed out on the kitchen floor last night. Like that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe not, but but like, I mean, if you're having a bad day, it happens. Like I have my off days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do any work. I want to sit and I want to watch TV and not care about anything that goes on in my life because I'm overwhelmed and my life is crazy busy. I mean, I share those things as well. So it's just.
And you do a really good job of balancing that, Danny, because, like you will post occasionally where, you're taking a break from work and, sitting back and relaxing and everything. So I think that people can relate to that then, instead of just thinking, that people who do a direct sales business just have to work all the time.
Yeah, I agree. God, I was just going to say something and it like completely went out of my head. Oh my gosh. It had something to do with what you were just talking about and then it's gone. Do you guys want me to touch any more? I guess this is what I was going to talk about. Okay. So I know there's no like brand new fresh consultants that have like signed up in the last like week or so, I don't think. But with everybody on bookings, like I know I don't have the amount of bookings that I want for this following month. Like I'm good up until the week I go to Hawaii and I have nothing on my schedule for the next of the month, but I know what I need to do to get there. So I'm not like overwhelmingly stressed about it. I know how to get them. I just need to sit down and schedule the time to get them. But for brand new consultants, my huge recommendation, and I know you guys have already heard me say this, but when you're brand new, my biggest piece of advice would literally be to sit down with a pen and paper and write out 10 to 15 names of friends or family members that you think would help you out by hosting a Facebook party or hosting an in-home party or whatever you choose to do with your business. Hi, Austin. So when you're reaching out to those people initially, like what I just said will totally contradict what I'm telling you to do, but you've already got that personal connection with them. So it's almost like asking them for a favor and just being like, hey, I was wondering if you'd help support me with my new business and host a party with me. I'll totally hook your friends up with free prizes if you offer gifts or whatever in your parties like I do. Let's bring everybody together on Facebook, and then I can also spoil you with some amazing rewards just for hosting an online party with me, and it'll help get my foot in the door to help me expand my business. And most times your friends and family would be like, yeah, totally. I mean, sometimes your friends and family are like, yeah, no, I'll pass, but that's fine. You don't want them to host for you if they're in that mindset anyway. But just a heads up that friends and family also tend to do a little bit less that we expect than people who don't know us, just because they are comfortable with us. So when you do have those friends and family that host for you and you're not getting the results you're wanting, do not get down on yourself. It happens to all of us. But getting your foot in the door with those parties gives you a whole new social circle now that you can build relationships with, and then you can book parties, and then they give you a whole new social circle, and it's just an everlasting cycle. It really is. And when I say try to book at least 2 parties from every party, I'm serious. Because if you book 2 from every party, say you start 1 week with 1 party, you book 2 for the next week, book 2 from each of those, you have 4 now, and then you can double that. But you have to account for the parties that are going to be duds. You have to account for the ones who cancel or say they'll reschedule and then they never reschedule. If somebody asks to reschedule, try to get them to reschedule right then and there. Get them to either go to the next week or the following week. Always offer your first 2 weeks that you have available. And then if they're still not budging, ask them, okay, when is a good time for you? Let's get you on my calendar then. I always tell people, I don't start the conversation like this, but if they're the type that is like, oh, well, no, this month really just isn't good for me, I say, that's not a problem. I book my calendar out 6 months. Choose a month. So even if they're not going to book with you right then and there, try to get that booking. Because just say you have 10 people that do that to you, but you have another 20 who said, yeah, I'm going to do it this month. You now have 10 less people that you're searching for later down the road. So it's always smart to try to get them to book no matter what the date if they can't do it right then and there. God, again, I had something else to add to that and it's gone. It's one of those weeks, guys, already. And it's only Monday, right? Is it Monday? Oh my gosh. So does anybody have any questions or anything they want to add to that before we move on?
I kind of have a question about parties real quick.
Okay.
If you were to do like an in-home party instead of an online party, typically how many hours do you do that for? And I don't have a lot of product myself, just starting out, to bring to an in-home party. So how do I make it successful with the little bit of product that I do have?
Chelsea, you're up.
I was waiting for that. So, like, I'm going to try and get the notes typed up soon. I've been slacking, you guys. I'm sorry. So there's a little bit more time into doing an in-home party because there's a few more steps and everything that you have to do. But as for not having, like, as much product, so before the party starts is when you choose like what you're going to make at the party and everything. And so offer recipes and stuff for the products that you do have.
Okay.
Don't leave it up to the host on what they want to have. You know what you have, so you can go on the consultant corner, or if you already know recipes that you think would be quick and easy. You want to do quick and easy recipes at parties. And so just I'd say pick 2 recipes for the products that you have and let them pick from that. Because if you give them way too many options, you're just going to stress yourself out and it's going to become more work and more back and forth than it needs to be.
So am I doing 2 recipes per product? So I got the spring kit. So would I do like 2 with the egg thing and 2, or just do like 1 with the sandwich maker and then 1 with the bowl?
That's what I would, I would just do one of those and just have them pick one and they can pick which product they want to see. And that would be perfect. A really great product to demo at parties because you can do so many different recipes in it is the rock crock pan. So eventually if you add to your kit, that's a really good investment, especially for in-home parties.
Okay.
Because it just opens you up to so many more recipes just by having that one more product. Don't kick him. Sorry. So that's my best suggestion.
Okay, and then typically, how long does the party last? Like 2 to 3 hours?
I usually try and keep it to like 2 hours tops.
2 hours, okay.
And that's, so you want to do like, just quick and easy recipes while it's cooking, or once it's done and they're eating, you can do, a quick demo and then break off and let people look while you do orders with people.
Okay, so then bring all the catalogs, have them look through that too. Bring my computer and place the orders immediately so I can close the party out that day.
Yeah, well, and so Danny, do you want me to maybe with so many more new people popping on, do you want me to do another in-home?
Oh, like an in-home training?
Yeah, do you want me to set up another one and do that again, and then plus I'll get the notes typed up then again, since we have so many new people?
Yeah, Jen's like shaking her head. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
That would help me.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Because my online party, well, I've only done one, was not successful. And I feel like personally doing in-home with people, I feel like I might be more successful that way. I'm not sure. But my party this last week was not successful for me. I don't think it was successful.
Well, and don't beat yourself up, because everybody, even the top people in the business, they have unsuccessful parties.
Right.
I mean, so much, it can depend on so much between the time of the month, the group of the friends, whether they live paycheck to paycheck, you know. I mean,
Right.
so don't beat yourself up on that one. Yeah, so I'll post a poll in Danny's team page for days and times, and then everybody can vote on it, and then I'll set it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can message me too if you have other questions that you need answered before then. Go ahead and try to message me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that it gets recorded and everything, just so we have it handy as well. I mean, we can ongoingly do trainings like that as long as people are wanting them and are going to show up to them. Because, I mean, obviously, if nobody shows up, then, I mean, there is a point to it, but what's the point if no one's going to show up? Okay. Are there any other like questions right off the bat before I have almost a challenge to throw out there to our entire team this month? And I'm going to be posting it in the team page as well. But I just want to make sure there's no questions before I dive into that. I see Lori just hopped on. So hello, Lori. Okay. So I was thinking earlier how exciting it would be with so many new people to help them get a solid, strong start this month, and challenge everybody to get at least 3 to 4 parties booked for the first 2 weeks of this month. And sorry guys, hold on. Hi Elizabeth. She's peeking behind you, Jen. That's my niece, guys. So get 3 to 4 parties the first couple of weeks, and let's get everyone to qualify. If you're brand new, qualify for your first $12.50 to get you that signing bonus. And for seasoned consultants, which are just consultants who have been on with us for more than 30 days or whatever, let's also help each other qualify. So I'm going to challenge every single person in the team this month to hit that $12.50. How's that sound? Good? Okay, so as mass support with all these new people, we are going to need to come up with ideas, help people get bookings. If there's something that you're using as far as wording, but also by building the relationship, I'm like going to stick to my guns on this, you guys. I honestly want our team to start building those relationships, because that is what's going to have people coming back to us. That's going to have our hosts referring their guests to us without us even asking them. That's one thing that I am starting to do at the end of the party. If I haven't gotten as many bookings, or even if you have gotten your bookings, but you want more, I just asked, although this was actually one of my friends who just hosted for me. She offered to be, I usually don't like doing anywhere less than like 3 parties a week. And last week I had 3 and wanted that 4th. So I asked my friend if she would host a party for me again. And she did. And her party qualified, but it wasn't over qualified. But at the end of her party today, I was like, she was excited to get whatever she did with the rewards. But I asked her, I was like, hey, would you do me one more favor? Would you reach out to a few of the people in your party and see if they'd like to book a party with me? And I gave her the words to literally send to those people. And I made sure it wasn't super spammy. It wasn't something that would sound not like them. I told them to reword it if it doesn't sound like it's something they would say, but make sure that they're coming across genuine and basically being, I had a lot of fun during this party. Is that something you would like to do? I'd love to connect you with Danny so you guys could get together and you could earn some rewards just like I did. So that is something I am trying at the end of my parties to also be having my hosts help me get the bookings, instead of it constantly feeling like, because if you have anywhere from 4 to 6 parties, follow up on that and trying to book all those parties from those parties can get time consuming and slightly overwhelming, and keeping track of who's in what party and all of this stuff. It's a lot easier for our hosts, because when they get those people, you just mention, okay, if you get someone who says yes to a party, go ahead and start a 3-way chat with me, you, and that guest in Facebook, and I'll take it from there. And that's, I mean, it's as simple as that. She's already gotten me 1 booking, hopefully more. I literally just asked her to do this a couple hours ago. So it's a work in progress, but as more things come to light on that, I will also share that with the team as well. Because I don't like sharing things until I've personally tried them, because if it's not going to work for me, I don't want to give it to you and have it not work, and then you be like, why did you share that with me? So there are things that I'm trying before I'm telling you guys. So just know that I'm always working on my business to better your business. And if you guys have ideas that are working for you, please, please, please share them in the team page, screenshot them to your director, or just tell us what you're all doing, because the more we help each other, the more we're all going to succeed. And that is the goal. Does anybody have any questions? Anything else you want to touch on before 4:30? I feel like there was one other thing, but I don't, yeah, no, I think that might be good for today. So what do you guys think? $12.50 every single person this month? Everybody have a strong start? Stephanie gave me a look of like, you crazy, but we'll help get you there. Let's get, I don't know how many bookings you have right as of right now, but we can chat. And none? Okay, well, we'll get you some. We will get you some, I promise. All right, well, I think that is going to be it for today. But just another heads up, Tacey and I are planning a Post My Party training video. Like I said, we're planning on this Thursday. My son does have a meeting on Thursday, so I don't know what time would be best. I would like to be able to have as many people hop on, and I feel like the later it is, I know some of you are East Coast time, but even if it were like 5:30 or 6 or 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, or like 8:30-ish in the evening, it might be better for other people. Maybe we'll even start a poll in the team page and see what time works best for everybody. But yes, so we have that coming, because I do believe that the Post My Party is super helpful when you want to start booking more than 2 or 3 parties at a time. It's just so time consuming to be manually posting all of your stuff when you want to have a fulfilling party. So yes. Everybody's shaking. I love that I can see, I don't know if you guys have the screen to where you can see like every single person on here, but it's really fun for me to watch all your facial expressions at the same time. And yeah, Tacey's sticking her tongue at me. Okay, well, I am gonna hop off and I'm gonna go get my son and go to his first baseball practice. So I hope that today's meeting was meaningful and successful, and I'm really excited to implement the building relationships. I think it's really gonna just completely make all of our businesses soar. So yes. Also, who's the number on here? 425-783-9452.
It's me, Chelsea.
Oh, hey.
Hi, yeah. My daughter came home like right when I was supposed to get on the call, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no. So yeah, I missed all of it.
No, it's perfect. I had it recorded, so I'm going to upload it, and then it takes a few minutes because it has to upload to my computer, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I have to upload it to the Facebook page. So it may just be
okay.
That it's all posted for everybody. So
okay, thank you.
Okay, well, I will see you guys all later. Bye.
Bye.